What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Queen's Cast, episode 1. My name is Rhino, and I am going to be your producer tonight. I will not be on the live show, but you are on my channel, so I just want to explain a few things as to why you're here and what you'll be watching. What we're trying to do is we're trying to start a podcast for the women's comp scene and, just for women inside the Apex Legends community. I got two people that I am very excited to get on the main stage. They both work tremendously hard behind the scenes. One of them you know from the women's circuit, the other one you know from my tournaments if you participate in them, GGST and Zona. They're going to be your hosts here tonight. We also are going to have a special guest halfway through. We're trying to be doing that every week. But this week we do have PPG here joining us about halfway through the show. Make sure you guys stick around for that. We also are going to be focusing on the Queen's Cup and Princess Cup as it progresses through the year, hosted by the Women's Circuit and myself. So we'll be touching on those. Majority of our stats and information will be coming from those tournaments, but don't stress, we will be covering other stuff as well. Other tournaments that do happen within the scene, women's comp regarding like some tournaments that might be coming back, or if TSM does an invitational, something like that. We'll be covering it for you. We will bring it up and we will talk about it. So do not fret. It's not just going to be about QC and PC, but it will be majority about that, seeing as that's where it is branching off of. But just so you guys know a little bit about what we'll be talking about and whatnot. So that's going to be all from me. I'm going to hand it over to the host of the show, and they'll take it from here. So give it out. We got Zona and Stee.
Up, Zona,
Hey
how you doing?
guys. I'm good. How are you?
Doing all right. Kind of nervous, but
Just a
get the
little
first show
bit.
butterflies out.
Exactly. Gotta get them out while we can.
So first
Well,
off, Zona, how about you introduce yourself?
I'm Zona. I am one of the co-founders of Women's Circuit. I have played in the women's scene before, but unfortunately have retired to make the women's scene the best it can possibly be on the back end. If you see this little one in the background, that's Peanut. Yep, now you can see her. She may or may not interrupt us every once in a while, but I apologize for that.
No, no worries, no worries. It's like having a third host, so you know.
Exactly.
All right, and everyone, I am GG Stee, or you can just call me Stee. I've been one of the few admins for Women's Circuit and Rhino's Grind Squad. I've been kind of working in and out closely with Rhino for I'll say about like the last year now. So, I've seen a lot of these women teams grow into like who they are now and all the household names. And I'm starting to get more familiar with the whole women's circuit team. And I've also did a little bit of work with Risen Rose. So I've been around for a little bit, but just kind of in the background of everything and making sure all these games and tourneys run smoothly. And now I'm very excited to kind of, get to know everyone else and everyone get to know me. So, let's go. Let's have some fun.
I am super excited to see what this year is going to bring for us. With QC, with women's circuits, there's rumors that Risen Rose is coming back. I don't know if you guys have seen the tweets, the little previews from him about Risen Rose coming back.
Yeah,
That's gonna be super
I've seen some rumors about that. I'm curious to see, like what they have to offer now with the Queen's Cup going on and how to get more tourneys going for the whole women's like circuit in general. Like I feel like it's just kind of it's lacking a lot of like big sponsorships and more opportunity for all these other teams to grow and for their names to get out there. And Risen Rose coming back, I think is a step in the right direction for everyone.
100%. I'm super excited to see what they bring back to the table. Hopefully, with more of the smaller tournaments, us being here, QC being here, Risen Rose coming back, FNF hopefully coming back in February. I hope that sponsors are gonna start to notice that the women's scene is coming full force. We'll get bigger sponsors for bigger tournaments.
Yeah, I think
That'll
right
be
now
nice.
is one of the best like times to do it, especially with the two girls that we're seeing in Pro League right now. I think that's gonna turn some heads, and it's gonna cause some more like focus, like for all these women comp players, and the true skill that they have. I mean, I know so many like of the women's comp players that literally hold their own every day against
Mhm.
like all like the major teams, like even if it's like just ranked or whatever, we're playing all the different co-ed scrims, like
Mhm.
they're just as good, and I feel like they just need that chance to be taken on them to kind of like get their footing right. And it's bound to happen, but it's gonna
Oh,
take some time.
100%. Not to mention, I actually just saw today too, Capivara, our own girlies in South America, they were in the South American Pro League until South America was no longer represented in ALGS.
Yeah, that sucks.
So I thought that was pretty insane to hear about.
I think that's just a huge problem with Apex in general. They just need to really like focus on how to grow the ALGS as a whole. Because I mean, right now it's
Absolutely.
shrinking with all the teams leaving and all the orgs leaving and everything. They need to
Absolutely.
they need to learn how to like work with these different orgs and make it profitable for everyone.
Exactly. After all of that, though, do you want to get into this week's recap for Queen's Cup and Princess Cup?
Yeah, let's go for it. Let me pull up my stuff.
Okay. Yeah, same. I know that someone else around here took the leaderboard for Queen's Cup, Insomnia and Wee Woo at the top now.
Insomnia and Wee with 28 points each. Going into what is it, the fourth week now? Coming in a couple days, technically the
Mm-hmm.
fourth week or
And
third week
for
of
those of
actual
you
games.
watching, yeah, for those of you watching, the way that the leaderboard works, we do the lowest placement average. So Insomnia has a better average placement in games than Wee Woo, but they still have the same exact points. So that is how we separate the tiebreakers.
Which I feel is only fair. So good
100%.
on everyone behind the scenes for the whole women's circuit and Queen's Cup. That's the deciding factor, which is completely fair.
Oh, 100%. I know that most of the time, people like to do the tiebreakers based off of kills, but in this instance, it only seems fair to be doing it based off of average placement because these girls try their hardest. I know we do have a lot of edge zone teams. Edge zone teams. Yep, that makes sense. Edge teams in women's comp. But man, do they all pack a punch? All of those women on that leaderboard, on that one and on the Princess Cup leaderboard. I do know we have some switch ups at the top of the Princess Cup leaderboard as well for people who are fighting for the QC spots as well. So Bibia, I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong, and Venna both at 8 points. I'm pretty sure at the bottom of QC it's also at 8 points, 8 or 9, something like that.
So yeah, literally
Um,
right there, right on the cusp.
yeah, so extremely close with what is that? 6 teams with 7 points?
Six
Holy.
teams, holy.
Yeah, Karma, Capybara, Pookie Gang, Seriously Silly Geese, Ego, Athena, all at 7 points. Holy cow.
I mean, even like
Speaking
under
of
that,
Capybara
Cicero too. It's crazy. Cicero's right there too to move up. Just 2 points
and
behind from just
Lunar,
being in the top three, and Lunar. So
that's
as you can
actually
see, it's
wild.
Princess Cup. It's anyone's game. Like literally anyone can move up. Like this week could be just huge, and we can see like a handful of these teams move up, and handful of teams from Queen's Cup even just fall down into Princess Cup.
Yeah. Plus, the teams who win Princess Cup for the week replace the team who came in last in Queen's Cup. So we'll see that switch up as well. Maybe we'll see Capybara in Queen's Cup next week. Who knows?
I can't have a feeling. With how aggressive and how
know.
well they can play, I think that's definitely a possibility for sure.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I love those girls. I love all of the girls, but Capybara is definitely coming in late and being that close to being in Queen's Cup based off of points alone. That will be
That's
something.
huge.
I just want to talk about real quick how my webcam has decided to unfocus.
It's unlucky.
For real. I noticed that and I was just like, what? I didn't want to just randomly stick my hand up in the middle of a conversation and then see that happen. Quite unfortunate.
So for me, I mean, like, like going on with like the standings and everything, a team that I think that kind of deserves a spotlight is PRZ for sure. Like over the last 2 games, they've had was it 46 kills and 74 points total, which is
That is
pretty crazy.
that is insane. I didn't even know that.
And not to mention, they've been pulled up the last 2 weeks into Queen's Cup just to balance out the lobbies.
That's true. They have been sneaking their way up there. I'm pretty sure when I saw the Queen's Cup leaderboard pop up, they are on that list now, so they won't need to be pulled up anymore.
Yep, they've definitely earned their place. Yep.
Right with PPG and VSL. Oh, I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of them. I've been watching them since the beginning of all of this, and they've just adapted and thrived in these situations. Steve just disappeared.
Oh, my bad about that.
There he is. I was like, where did Steve go?
I accidentally removed the video ninja link.
Oh my goodness.
I had to open it right back up. That was my fault.
I was like, wait a second, he just disappeared. I was hoping that your computer didn't crash.
Oh, no. I would have sent a text to the group chat like right away, just panicking.
You would have been like, SOS.
My bad about
That would have
that.
been so funny. No,
So with PRZ, is Mecca a sub or trialing? I feel like I haven't seen like a actual like comment on where she is with the team. Like, do you know anything about that?
Honestly say I have no idea. There's been a lot of change lately and a lot of T-girlies being picked up, so I'm not too sure. And whenever teams sign up, sometimes they don't put their teammates' names. So I couldn't even tell you based off of the signups because I know that Breezy just puts PRZ in the signups. I actually just went and checked to see if she had her tagged, but all she does is put PRZ and doesn't tag her teammates. Which, by the way, for all of you girlies listening, please start tagging your teammates. It makes it easier on us.
Oh, yeah,
Giving
for sure.
perms to one person and then 20 people saying, "Can I have perms for this lobby?" I promise you, it is not that hard to just tag them in the beginning. I love you all, but please, I'm begging. You not at it again. At it again.
All right. So do you have I mentioned how I had a team spotlight. Is there any of the girls that you would like to, shine a spotlight on or anything like that?
That is a great question. I know that Toucan is one that has just absolutely thrived in the scene. She has been doing amazing, and this past week, I'm pretty sure she had 14 kills and 6,500 damage, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeesh.
But there's also Belly, who had 27 kills and 9,000 damage. And as you see on the screen now, there's also Sarasita, who had 18 with 9,000. I just want to know how much she is farming to have 9,000 damage, 18 kills.
Oh, that's just farming.
That's
That's
absolute
insane.
farmage. I want to know
It's
her loadouts from every single game because putting out that much damage is just so impressive.
and seriously just shooting anything that moves at that point.
For real. And Belly with the double whammy. That's the word I'm looking for. With the double whammy, with the 27 kills and 9,000. She is just an absolute
27 kills.
fragger. I am proud of all of them for everything. They have been working their butts off lately, and it's shown. It is absolutely shown.
I mean,
I'm
it's
so proud.
insane, like, like the work ethic, that like all of women's comp has. Like they're
100%.
scrimming almost every single day. They're playing together every single
100%.
day for hours at a time, And it's like
Mm-hmm.
seeing the improvements over the week has just been like it's been a treat, like 100%. Like just to see like growth and just refining of skill and like all that.
Absolutely. They've been working day in and day out. You see them sign up for almost every single scrim, every single week, just putting in the work. I know that there are a few girlies in the scene who will go from women's circuit scrims to oversight a few hours after, and they're scrimming at 10 p.m. Eastern, or they're scrimming right before and then going into women. I know that on the EU side, there's girlies that play the EMEA scrims and go to women's circuits or go to Inferno or go to NXS, and they scrim twice a day. They're just absolutely on the grind.
I mean, I don't think I can do that. That's insane. My mental would just be shot.
Oh, 100%. That
It's
is
like
just
I
so
play a
much.
lot of Apex, but that's a whole different level of a lot.
It's just that's so much Apex, and I thought that scrimming every single day was something. Holy. Okay, question for you, Steve.
Yep.
Who do you think from the Queen's Cup leaderboard is going to overtake this week, or do you think that Insomnia and Wee Woo are going to stay at the top?
Well, I mean, honestly, after last week and how they were playing, Los Licks has been really showing up. Like last week, they were in the thick of it constantly, grabbing the KP when they can. They were
Mhm.
fighting a lot, and it was just kind of showing that they're not afraid to, you know, just go in and just take what they want. And I think we might have contenders coming up to the top. I mean, they're only 4 points behind, so that 4 points is, you know, possibly just like a couple games, and they can just take over.
100%.
Especially if Insomnia or Weewoo's having an off day. Everyone has off days, and just one little mistake could cost them like the top spots, and Looks
Mhm.
can just take over and start a whole new chase for next week. So I'm excited to see them for sure.
I am absolutely excited. There's a couple teams on there that I think can do it. I know that there is a huge point gap between Lost Licks and TSM. It's 5 points from 4th to 5th on that Queen's Cup leaderboard, overall leaderboard, I feel like it's either going to be Licks or it's going to be Lust that take it back over, if anyone does take it back over. Weewu and Insomnia are some tough teams to beat, but that entire top of that leaderboard is just stacked with amazing girls.
I mean, especially with Insomnia, and they've been playing with what was it last week? It was Envy, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yes.
just scary. You know, you have Selena and Envy just running in and fragging and literally killing. They can kill everyone. Like I've seen
Absolutely
both of them do it on their own. Like very talented, and having them two together, I think that's just it's pretty scary for the rest of the lobby.
It's absolutely terrifying. I do know, however, that they did play with Miss LG Giggle herself a
Hmm.
couple times. I wonder, do you think that Envy is their permanent third? Because I saw her tweet earlier on the QC leaderboard. Will we stay first? Is that their permanent
Will
third now?
we? Hmm. I mean, with their performance, I think she's probably top contending for it. But having someone that has the LG tie that can help them to something else in the future, like as a business standpoint. But if they're purely just going for like top frag constantly, I think having Envy might be their better move. So we'll see if they choose to play with her again this coming week. Then I don't know. We might have the new Insomnia third.
I think, let me double check real quick. I'm pretty sure that they were signed up already for this week. I don't see a third. I know that their manager Nuggies
Hmm.
likes to sign up for them. Seeing as how all three of them are tagged, she could be subbing for them this week. She could just need the tags because she's managing them.
Hmm.
Everything's kind of up in the air right now as to who's going to be their third.
I mean,
I'm
even
interested to see.
it's constant roster mania, and finding the right
It
group
really
though
is.
is really important. Like you have the vibe, you have to play well together. It's not just off of personal skill. There's so many different factors,
Mm-hmm.
and it's hard to find sometimes. But hopefully it works out for them and it works out in Envy's favor. But
Mm-hmm.
we won't know until it's officially released. Until we see that what was it, that contract gif that we see all the time on Twitter. So
The thing is, half the time those contract gifts are for signing with orgs.
that's true.
So even if it might just be a simple little tweet saying she found her home.
And we'll see what happens.
Fingers crossed, Envy would be a great pickup for them. But honestly, anyone that could vibe with them as well as Envy did, I feel like would be a great match.
Yeah, I mean, like, and how aggressive they can just be like, let's just go take this spot. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and being able to be patient too. Like, I think last week there was a point where they were literally sitting in the back of zone. I think it was I can't remember if it was at Devastated Coast or Echo. It was one of those POIs on Storm Point. They literally
Mm-hmm.
were just sitting under the stairs while every team was outside of zone fighting, and they were just being patient, just waiting for everyone to come to them. It's just like knowing the right time to pull the trigger too. That's just serious discipline with playing as a whole. Not throwing it for your teammates. So
I see Emery saying, "Oh, don't remind us."
Dude, they even did the
Oh,
same thing at what was it, North Pad. They were playing. I
yeah.
mean, granted, they did lose their spot, but
Yep.
it's that
They were sitting in
patience,
the back for so long,
like playing
just
that hard zone.
waiting.
It's insane.
It
You know,
is.
I get too antsy sometimes. Like I'll end up like running out and just throwing for the whole team. But seeing the
Mm-hmm.
patience from all three of them, especially under those stairs, it was comical, but also very like genius.
100%.
So we have
Okay.
let's see, a couple more minutes till
About
PBG joins us. I'm excited that we have the opportunity to bring in guests and different faces of the women's scene. We have a few on deck for hopefully the next coming weeks.
mm-hmm.
Something I want to do is bring in OGs of the comp scene, I guess you can call them, and some new faces. Some people that are LFT even, like get their opinions on how they're finding or how they're trialing for teams,
Mm-hmm.
and hopefully like even get to talk to some sponsors that are well known in like the women's scene and like
Mm-hmm.
what their tactic is and what their end game is and what they want to see from everyone going forward and why they became a part and just their vision and what they believe. There's going to be really cool topics over the next couple weeks or next
I'm
few
super
weeks, I should
excited.
say. So, and a lot of changing on the leaderboard. So it's always exciting every week to talk about.
I'm super excited for all of it. There's just so many things, so many topics that we'll go over in the next whole year.
We
I'm
have
super excited.
we have weeks lined up. I mean, the quarter one finals aren't till March 30th, so we have a long road ahead of us, and it's going to be pretty fun the entire time. We're going to get better at podcasting and talking with each other. I am still kind of nervous. I have slight butterflies and feel like I
Oh,
ramble a
100%.
bit. I've done
See, but that's
podcasts
what
in the past,
podcasts are all about, though. Is just rambling on about the topics and
but
just having a conversation. Like, I
it's
came in this
snowballing.
nervous as heck. Exactly. I came in super freaking nervous, but this is our first time. This is our second or third conversation we've even had with each other.
Yeah, for real.
Like, there's gonna be the nerves, but podcasts are meant for conversations about stuff that I can't even think of the word, passionate,
Yeah.
that we're passionate about. So we could ramble on for hours and hours about this stuff. Unfortunately, we don't have that kind of time to do it for hours and hours, but that's why we
Mhm.
do this weekly. So we can get all of it together. Get all of our words out there.
Yeah, true. I think what was it last
But
week? We decided to just meet up and talk,
yeah,
and you're playing Pal
I was
World.
like, hey, yes, I actually was playing Peanut. Ma'am, do you want to say hi? Come here. Guys, you get to meet Peanut. Come here.
So first special guest, Peanut, taking the spotlight. Let's go.
Our first special guest, this is Miss Peanut. Peanut is adorable. Yeah, so apologies for all of the interruptions that she will have.
It's hilarious.
But she is a little antsy. She's a very hyperactive dog. So, it is about that time though that we will be bringing in Miss Bond herself. She is a staple, in my opinion, to the women's scene.
I'll fully agree.
Um, she is a fabulous, fabulous player that I enjoy watching.
Yo,
And
what's
here
up?
she is herself.
Here
Hello,
she is,
hello.
PBG,
Hello, hello. How are you guys
the M&K Warlord. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm
It's all
happy to be
right.
here.
We're all nervous. So,
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, Zona.
No, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I wanted to just ask, like, where are you from again? I know it's a bit late. I know you're across the pond,
Yeah.
and I just want to thank you for, sharing your time with us and coming on, even though it's, I mean, we're all Apex grinders. We're a little bit kind of degens, so,
Hmm.
it's probably not that late. So,
Yeah, I mean, it's 1:30 in the morning. I'll be awake for at least another 5 or 6 hours, so
oh, easy.
yeah.
Yeah, so you're just getting
So it's
started
not
then.
too
Really,
bad, yeah.
you really live the NA schedule, don't you?
I do. Comp kind of does that to all EU
It
players, so
does. Yeah,
I
that
don't really have a choice.
that yeah. Well, on the bright side, at least scrims tomorrow are at 6.
That's true. It feels very weird when it starts because 6 p.m. Eastern is 11 p.m. my time. It feels very weird when it starts an hour early. It feels like I have the entire day left. It feels very weird.
You're like,
It's
hey, I have
definitely
an
nice.
extra hour? What am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, I could sleep and yet I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, who needs sleep?
Yeah.
No one needs sleep. So real quick, tell us a little bit about yourself. What kind of led you into playing Apex and getting into Apex on the competitive side? And I'm sure everyone wants to hear how you got introduced to playing the game and pursuing, this crazy comp side.
Yeah. What every single game that I have ever played, I've pretty much played it competitively ever since I was super, super young. And when I switched over to PC, I was playing loads of different games. And once Apex was released, I started playing it. I took a little break every now and again. I wasn't super into it at that time. I can't really remember what season I joined in. I think it was around season 6 or 7.
Hmm.
Might have been season 4. I think it was season 3 and 4 actually. But I fully started to take it seriously. And I'm very competitive, so it just felt kind of natural to me to instantly join or try to get into the comp scene. So that's kind of where it all started for me. And I started with kill races and stuff.
Oh man,
That's like
season
Oh,
where
the
it
kill
3
began.
race
though.
days.
Yeah.
Season 3, that I think that's like in everyone's opinion probably like the best Apex season, like the last greatest Apex seasons that we've had.
Yeah. It doesn't
You know,
get much better.
and it's been what 15 seasons since that, since 16, something like that. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Like how much we're craving, like a great season like that, man.
Yeah. Maybe it was because it was like one of its first ones and we were all still kind of new.
Yeah, that's true.
It was definitely a lot of fun. The game was great. Game still is great,
And
but
and everything was new. A new map came out, World's Edge.
That's true.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was
No.
actually the season that I thought I could be good at this game.
Yeah, I think honestly, that season was the season that really, for me, was like, I want to take this game seriously. I want it to become kind of everything for me. So,
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome. So, what other games did you play competitively? I know you mentioned that like every one that you did play, you're trying to get competitive. Like, were you always, I guess, like a PC player? I'm guessing like strong, what Counter-Strike roots, because I'm
I
I'm there
wish
too.
it was the only game I never got into. No,
Really,
I
man,
started off as a COD girly. I was,
COD. Wow,
yeah, I was maybe like 8 and I was on console and I was the youngest on my team.
that's
So I
that's
did that
insane. At
for a
8 years
very
old.
long
Wow.
time. And then I eventually switched over to M&K. I think I was around 13.
Oh, that's
I
awesome
can't
though.
fully remember. And I tried to go competitive in a game called Z1 Battle Royale. A lot of Apex players actually come from there.
Z1, yeah.
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 And so I went competitive in that game. And then the player base in it kind of died off. So I ended up switching to Warzone. I tried to go competitive in it. It wasn't really for me. And then I eventually switched over to Valorant. And just before stopping
Mhm.
Valorant, I had the opportunity to join an org. And I just wasn't feeling super passionate about that game. So I declined it, switched over to Apex, and then it all began from there.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's cool though. It's a cool story. When I feel like,
8 years old.
yeah, 8 years old. That's insane.
Yeah, I've
Like
been a
playing
gamer since I was
competitively.
very little.
That is
That's
insane.
dope though. Love to hear that.
Yeah.
Zona, do you have
It's
anything to? Or no, go ahead, PPG.
it's actually kind of crazy to see how different gaming has kind of become since I was so young and to now, how much it has changed. Like
Mm-hmm.
getting
Mhm.
into BRs and seeing the scenes kind of like grow and become massive has been amazing. And especially to be able to be in that scene, it's very fun.
That's awesome.
That sounds like it. That sounds
Uh,
like so much fun.
Yeah, I feel like the BR scene also kind of like it came out of nowhere,
Yeah.
like with H1Z1 and then the PUBG, it was just popping off. Then when Fortnite dropped, I felt like it really kind of like started defining the road of where BR could go.
Yeah.
I mean, like they were selling out like outdoor stadiums when Fortnite was at its peak.
Yeah.
Like it, it was crazy,
Yeah. Those games
and
really started it.
yeah, 100%. And it's like Apex, this little unknown game, just came out of nowhere and took over the scene for a good amount of time
Yeah.
and changed a lot of lives too.
For sure. For sure.
Absolutely. All right, question for you, Bond.
Yes.
Since you remember all the way back to starting competing at 8 years old, do you remember your first women's tournament?
It's funny because I was actually thinking about that and I don't fully remember. I've played in so many tournaments in Apex that I don't fully remember my first one because it was between two. It was either the first Exolve, like private server that they hosted because I was originally doing kill races from them.
Mm-hmm.
It was either that or it was the first ever BFC. It was between those two. I won both of them, but I don't remember what one started at all.
Okay.
So
Quick flex.
I
I won
mean,
both, but I
hey,
don't remember.
at least they had the same outcome.
No,
exactly,
seriously.
exactly.
That's all that matters, is they had the same outcome and both were first place.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it
That
was
is
one of those two. And it was the most surreal feeling. The adrenaline rush was crazy in my first ever tournament. It was completely different to how the scene is now. How much it's like changed since the beginning.
It's yeah, you've been on a journey, man. It's insane.
I definitely have. I've been playing Apex for way
absolutely,
too long.
absolutely crazy.
I think all of us have. We're all kind of
Yeah.
just. I think we're addicted now, and it's like we can't stop.
Yeah.
So, talking about just like the competitive side, I want to ask about your team. Hopefully, I pronounce it right. Is it Amun?
It is a man, yes.
Okay, all right, cool. So, like with how you guys like perform, I've seen you guys pop off. But what is like your typical like practice session? Do you guys like practice much, or do you guys just say fuck it, we're gonna play ranked, or we're just gonna go in and try to kill everyone?
Yeah.
Like how do you guys approach that?
That's a good one. Because there are so many scrims and a deal work, so we end up having to play ranked maybe like a couple hours before the scrims start. And
Mhm.
so we'll warm up with that and we'll practice. And then the scrims will start, we'll play in scrims, the scrims will end. And if we have any like problems, we tend to talk them out, if not after at another time. But yeah, a lot of ranked. And when scrims aren't going on, we tend to do like a full ranked grind day, or we will do 3v3s against some of the other girlies in comp, or we'll do some con practice, loads of different stuff. But yeah, we do practice a lot.
That's cool. That takes. I mean, I feel like it's huge discipline, not only for like you guys, but for all the other teams. Is just
Yeah.
to sit down and get together and work on the craft. It's a lot of discipline.
Yeah. No, it
And it's a
definitely is.
huge, yeah, it's a huge game changer in what it can
Yeah.
do.
No, for sure. How much like our team has changed since we kind of first started to now is has been insane just from the amount of time that we've put into practicing and playing together. And how much time it takes. Just our entire day is pretty much Apex. So
So do you guys have like a coach at all that helps you with like, like learning zones or, mechanical like coaches or anything like that?
at the moment we don't.
Mm-hmm.
We would probably be open to having one. But at the moment we don't have one.
All right,
We're
so
all
that's
very much just helping each other out at the moment.
so if anyone's here listening, and watching, if you're a coach, hit up PVG, refine their
Drop
skill.
off. Pick them up, please. Okay. You said that
Mhm.
you have played so many comp games that you don't know how many, or you don't remember all of your very first tournaments. If you
Yeah.
had to guess on Overstat alone, because I know that Overstat hasn't been out as long as you've been competing,
Mhm.
how many games do you think you have?
Like individual games or like individual tournaments?
Games.
Hundreds. I have no idea. It's got to be at least a couple hundred.
I think it's a little more than a couple hundred.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it has to be a lot. That's kind of
You have
crazy to think about.
You have almost 750 games played on
Oh
Overstat.
my god. And when did Overstat come out? When did that become a thing?
Jeez.
I want to say like beginning of 2023, end of 2022. So
Wow.
a little over a year or so.
Damn. We have
That's
a
a lot of
problem.
games.
That is so much more than I thought we'd had played. And that's not even including all of the tournaments before that and games before that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, especially
I
before
had to
that.
know. I had to know, so I looked because you said you couldn't even remember. I was like, there has to be that many games then.
Damn, you just started stalking me. So-
You're
Creeping
gonna
on the
hit
What-
timeline.
750 this week, by the way. Yeah, absolutely.
Damn,
I'm gonna do this with everyone.
that's crazy.
Mhm.
That's
That's
actually a
insane.
fun question to see if anyone can get close to what they played.
If
Wait, so you
anyone's
had
watching this and ends up coming, don't look it up.
Yeah, no
Thank
cheating.
that's an insane amount of games and all the stats there.
Yeah.
What are the damage
Do you want to
numbers?
hear them?
Yeah.
What are the damage numbers? Going
You
straight for it.
have 706,000 damage in 738 games.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Your average is about 1,000 a game.
That's
I'll
a damn
take
good
it.
average.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
And then your kills is almost 2 per
Bruh.
game.
Wow. That's insane. I get 2 kills per game.
Mm-hmm. Your
That's
average.
nuts. That's crazy. That's actually insane. We've been playing comp for
Mhm.
so long. I really thought that it
Yeah.
would be like a couple hundred, like just a little over a couple hundred. It's got to be in the thousands. Like it's going to be over 1,000 for sure.
Yeah, it definitely is something.
Yeah.
But since you guys have been playing for so long together, I
Mhm.
think this is the perfect question for you. What
Mhm.
do you think factors into making a team gel and finding the right fit?
I think the best way to see if a team gels is obviously playing a lot together. Obviously, you're not just going to be the perfect team the moment you start. You're going to have to put work in to fix some of the problems that you have. But just playing a lot together, becoming teammates and friends, you have to vibe like on the like you have to, your energies have to vibe. Because if
Mhm.
your energies are all off, you're not going to play your best. And then your play styles being similar. You cannot have a really passive IGL and two really, really aggressive teammates. It just won't work. So
Hmm.
if you find the players that are right and your play styles fit, typically you'll gel. I think it's the best way. And playing a lot together. You have to be open to like fixing all of your mistakes and everything together, working together and putting a lot of time in. And then your team will gel.
I think it's a perfect segue question to, my next question is, how did you, originally find your teammates? I know, you and Amory, are together.
Hmm.
How did you guys originally meet and led to the decision to play comp together?
Well, we met through Apex.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and why we started to team together. Well, I had originally taken a break from comp, just to reset my mentals. I needed some time away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, when I decided to come back, I knew that Amory was absolutely insane, and we obviously played a lot together. So we started to play more and more together and form a comp team, and then it was finding a third that fit with us, and we have gone through a few thirds, but yeah, we're a pretty cracked team right now. And yeah.
100%.
So,
And
like,
then
what do you? Sorry, go
we
ahead.
just no, it's okay. And then yeah, we picked up a deal, and now we are a team of man.
Nice. Let's go. So how do you go about like looking, I guess through the free agents and what do you typically look for in in a teammate that you think that could complement your play styles?
Well, when we were looking for a third, I think the big thing for me was to find a fragger that was very confident, very aggressive, since I like to play
Hmm.
pretty aggressively. And yeah, finding a fragger that could fit that role, being confident in their ability to make a play work. Since I'm very much an IGL that gives you the plan, like what I want to happen, and you have to try and make that happen. And yeah, when we found a deal, she fit that perfectly. She did everything we needed.
That's
Controller,
badass.
fragger, aggressive, just everything we needed.
Checked all the boxes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Obviously, the first time we're playing with her, I can't remember what tournament that was in, but yeah, I think we knew that Adil was a great teammate. In addition to the team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see you guys keep moving on up and just absolutely just make some more noise.
Yeah, same.
Like I love watching your POV, because it's like there's not too many of you guys that are still on MNK, so
Yeah.
it's really fun to watch.
Yeah,
But
we
don't
are
get me
outnumbered
wrong.
right now.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love watching controller players too, but seeing just the fluid like movement from MNK is there's nothing
Yeah.
better in Apex, I think.
Yeah, nothing beats it. Even though the amount of times I've said I'm switching to roller when I get controller, it's never gonna happen. I'm sticking to MK. I'll be the last one.
You'll
And
just
I said that
you
last
just
week.
zoom. You
Yeah.
zoom on M and K. I was watching you do con practices the other
Yeah.
day. That was so funny to watch because you were just flying everywhere on Bangalore, right in front of their faces.
Yeah.
It was funny to watch from your POV, but then having to watch them track you while you were moving. I wish I clipped it for you because it was just so funny to watch. I think at one point one of them just stood still
Yeah.
and just stopped for a second and was like, I give up.
Yeah,
The
I'm a very
4-3 can't keep
annoying
up.
Bangalore player. Yeah. It's all about movement. I mean, it's really the only thing to really counter anything.
Yeah,
It's just being
that's
as
very
fast as
true.
possible. If you're not moving, I'm pretty sure you're getting one clipped. So, especially against these players, they're absolutely insane. So,
I think by far my favorite call out in Apex is, their controller looting. That's always like the best calm to hear.
Yeah, you just see them standing still in a box. Yeah.
It's hilarious.
I feel like there have been multiple times someone has called that out on me because I'll just take my time sitting in a box, just looking at it, looking
I
at all the
get
stuff in there. I'm like, do you need this?
I get so nervous watching it, like, because I'm obviously not used to playing roller at all anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And so watching it in Apex and watching a roller player sit there and loot in a box and they're just sitting still, and I'm like, you're gonna get shot. Are you not gonna get shot? You're not worried?
Oh, that's
It's
funny.
crazy.
You're traumatized by the boxes, aren't you?
I definitely am.
Yeah. It's definitely something to be traumatized about, though. Just the anxiety of a Kraber potentially just one-shotting you while you're looting a box.
Yeah. I'll be jumping all over the place and I'll still get headshot by a random Kraber I didn't even know was in play.
Oof.
Yeah.
Not even in the drops on the map that were scanned, but somehow there's a Kraber.
Yeah.
Or the mini Kraber, as everyone likes to call the Sentinel.
Oh no, we're not making that a thing. No
I
one's
wish
bringing. No.
I wish it wasn't already a thing. But Rhino himself, what was this? This was back when we were HGS still. Rhino himself almost called my Charge Sentinel a Kraber.
Oh, Rhino swears by it. I play with him all the time, and that's all he likes to run.
No. We're
Like
not.
it's so bad for our shield economy too.
Yeah.
Because like I'll ask for cells and he'll straight up just tell me no. He's like, I need it for
Yeah.
my sentinel. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, like just give me 2, please.
Please don't make that meta in women's comp, please. I wouldn't be able to take it.
Well,
No hate to Rhino. No hate to Rhino.
well, I do have 2 more questions for you.
Okay.
The first one,
hmm
what do you think needs to happen in the scene for Apex to host a women's version of ALGS?
That's a good question. I think there definitely needs to be more women joining the scene. I think there needs to be more, since we've had, and it's a great thing, we've had the same teams in the scene for a very, very long time. And obviously everyone has gotten a lot better. But definitely more women joining the scene. More tournaments happening. For sure. And the skill gap definitely has to be just a little bit less. So it will definitely take a little bit of time. But yeah, just the skill gap becoming a little bit less. I mean, you watch ALGS, like it's going on right now, and you see those players fight each other is very close every single time. And there will be some teams in women's comp that they fight, and it will be very, very close when they fight. And other times, they'll kind of steamroll the lobby.
Mm-hmm.
So there definitely needs to be like a little bit less of a skill gap and more women introduced, so we can have some different teams dominating. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it'll come with time. As
Mhm.
all of this grows and um, more of these girls want to put the work in, and admiring all these top teams right now.
For sure.
It's definitely it's looking for the right role model. Like
Mhm.
I just want to be like them, and you know looking at their work ethic and practicing as hard as they do.
Yeah.
It all comes in time though.
No, for sure. I've always said that time is a big one. It has to. It takes time for this scene to like grow. When the scene was first happening to now, the skill gap is completely different. Before, when it was first going on, you could run around playing any legend you wanted,
Yeah.
do pretty much whatever you wanted. If you wanted to be a zone team, you could go and sit in zone. If you wanted to be edge, you could just dominate the entire lobby all of the
hmm
time. To now, it's a little bit more difficult. Players have gotten a lot better. Teams have got a lot better. Everything is just so much better. More tournaments, more scrims. Everything. It just takes more time. And I think it will happen. I hope it'll happen.
Definitely. I believe.
Yeah.
All right. I have one final question for you, and I think you're
Okay.
gonna like this one. What is one legend comp that you want to try but isn't meta?
I would want, everyone's gonna hate me for this one. I would want to play Revenant Conduit Fuse.
Lord.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I think that's a crazy comp. We've actually played it before. But it's a crazy comp. I would for sure want to play that. It would be a lot of fun for me to run at the lobby with Revenant or Fuse.
All right, definitely. I wouldn't mind seeing it. I
Yeah.
think it would be fun. I
You'll
think
just see me zooming around.
well, that, and I think there'd be a lot more tilting. Like,
Yes.
there's so many people would just be, insane.
See,
So,
free content.
oh,
Scene
it
needs
is
the
free
scene-
content.
Scene needs more content. So bring in the Rev, and there's all the content we ever need.
That's just true.
So real quick, we're gonna get you out of here, but why don't you give us, where socials are and how we can find your content, where we can watch you live and stuff.
I stream on Twitch 5 to 6 days a week. I stream at 7 to 8 p.m. UK time, and I'll stream for around 6 hours. I tweet pretty much every day on at Twitch PBG, and I have a TikTok and YouTube. They're both just PrettyBondGirl.
All right,
We
well,
love
you
that.
heard it. So
Everyone go drop her a follow. Subscribe on
Thank
YouTube. Show the support to all of the amazing Revenant content.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me again.
thank
It
you.
was so much fun. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you all for being here. We appreciate it so much. Week 1 is coming to a close now. Steve, how do you feel after this?
I mean, I'm excited. I'm pretty happy with how it went. For sure, first show jitters getting out. So that's a huge step in the right direction. Real quick too, I just want to give a shout out to Rhino. We're on his channel. If you aren't already, please give him a follow. You can catch literally all the VODs on his YouTube. He does cut them down a bit for like all the highlights and stuff, but I believe it's I am Rhinolicious as well on YouTube. You can find him on Twitter. So huge shout out to Rhino for giving us this opportunity as well.
100%. And this will be on Spotify as well. I would tell you what the Spotify is, but I myself have no idea where this is going to be posted on there.
It'll be called Queen's
Cool,
Cast.
fine.
You guys just
Queen's Cast.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Well, there you have it. It'll be Queen's Cast on Spotify. This will be on YouTube. All of Queen's Cup and Princess Cup, pretty sure, will also be on YouTube. VODs are always up. You'll find Queen's Cup on this channel on Twitch. For the Princess Cup, every single week you will find on the Women's Circuit's Twitch. We'll be here every single Sunday at 8 o'clock Eastern. Gonna have some amazing guests coming up in the next few weeks. Super happy, I can't even, me and words today just are not my friend. Super grateful that PBG got to be our first guest on this. She's a wonderful human, an even better
Huge.
player. Can't wait to see what she does this week in Queen's Cup. Maybe she'll up those average damage stats
I want to see them bring
in
out
her game.
that rev comp.
Oh
Honestly,
yeah, that would be something.
that'd be fun to watch.
That would be so amazing. I know that there are a few CC teams who in round 1 and round 2 do play Rev Conduit and then someone else. So maybe that's a little tempting for you guys to play it this week.
Maybe it's the wave, you know. She's putting us on it. Yeah, that's gonna be the new comp for LAN. Watch. That's gonna
It's the new
happen.
meta. It's the new meta. I mean, Rev Conduit on its own is so overpowered anyways because of her shields, because of his shield. Plus views on top of that. Like, come on. That's just such an obnoxiously strong comp.
Oh, it's annoying.
It'll be new meta. All because of PBG and Amory.
You heard it here first. Team Amon just setting the wave right now.
Oh, that's gonna be so interesting to watch if they actually go through with it. But
All right.
I do think that's everything we have for today.
That is. I feel like it's been a successful first show.
Definitely. Steve, where can they find you on socials?
So here on Twitch, GG Steve. It's Steve with 3 E's. I think people are gonna hate me because on I want to call it Twitter still, but on X, I think it should be the same now, or it might just be Steve with two E's. But yeah, you can usually just search that name, find me on YouTube, TikTok, all the good stuff. And that's where you can find me. I stream every once in a while. I don't really have a set schedule, but I'm there. So if you want to drop a follow, come say what's up. And then Zona, where can we find you?
On Twitch, on here, it'll be Zona with 3 A's. I am obnoxious and not all of my socials are the same at. On Twitter, it's _ Zona with 3 A's. And then on TikTok, yep, TikTok's new platform. On TikTok, it's .Zona with 3 A's. It's so obnoxious that I can't have the same on every single platform, but here we are.
100%. So I believe we are going to raid out. I think we are raiding out to Complex from Risen Rose. So everyone, please
my
stick around,
God.
say what's up, show some love. Let them know where you're coming from, and just be all around good people. And I guess we'll see you next week.
Good night, guys.
Good night, everyone.